podcast. I'm your host, Joel, co-host Isaiah and Ben. We completed our offenses last week. I posted the top 12 along with the local team, the Detroit Lions, and the bottom 3 on the Facebook page. We're going to special teams today, which is its own entity, and the next week we will start with defensive line and pass rush and go on with the defense. So because this is a full show where we're going to talk about the halfway point of the baseball and the NBA Finals, which kicks off tonight, it's going to be a little bit more full, so we wanted to go with a quicker grouping. So we feel like special teams is that. So, Ben, you get to go first. Have the number 1 pick in the special teams draft.
Yeah, I will go with the Baltimore Ravens. They probably have Justin Tucker, probably not arguably after last year, best kicker in the league. So I think that probably would put him number 1 on most lists anyway. Good return guys and James Prochet, Devin Duvernay, and Sam Cook as punter is awesome. So,
yeah, that's definitely mine.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I'm kind of between 2 teams. I'm actually kind of between 3.
I'm between 31. Right
yeah.
now.
Yeah? I mean, maybe only 30. I think I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
I have liked Ryan Suckup for a while. Like, I think he's just a very solid kicker.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Bradley Pinion's just kind of been holding it down as another very solid kicker or punter. He had 20 kicks within the inside the 20 this past season, which is kind of like the mark that you want to hit. Like in the 20, I think is one of the better, as kind of like the way that returning and stuff has shaped out with new NFL rules and whatnot. Trying to get the punting in the 20 is kind of like the thing you want your punter to do. Like obviously you want him to just have a boot on him, but when you get in the midfield, you want him to be able to pin the team back. So, yeah, I think they're pretty good. So I'm going to go with them. I could have probably gone with another team that's better, but we'll just say the Bucs.
I would say 13 teams better, but that's about it.
All right.
I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts at 3. And I think the beauty behind players like DK Metcalf and players like Rodrigo Blankenship, both in the NFL, is what makes the game amazing. And then Rigoberto Sanchez. Yeah, definitely. Rigoberto Sanchez is one of the top punters. And then I think they're grouping for returners of Isaiah Rodgers and Nyheim Hines. Like last year, Isaiah Rodgers was 3rd in kick return average. Nyheim Hines has always been extremely productive in that part of his game as well. So I feel good about that one.
Yeah, I like that one for sure. I am going to go with the Chiefs here. Harrison Butker, he's definitely top 3 kicker in my mind. Tommy Townsend is not a bad punter. I would put him in the top half of the league at least. And then Nicole Hardman as a return guy is dynamic. He's changed some games from a return standpoint. He's got a lot of speed on that team in general. So good returners overall. And I would actually expect Nicole Hardman to get better in that regard.
Yep.
So you put that with Butker and Tommy Townsend. I feel like they deserve to be top 5.
Yeah, I have him at 6, so it's really close.
I have at 5, so
nice.
Also close. Nice. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I think Mason Crosby's. I don't know, like.
Depends on the year.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he could just be a top 5 kicker in the league, but like,
or he could be a top 5 double doinker.
Yes, he could miss 6 kicks against the Lions in a dome. But J.K. Scott's a really good punter too.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I think they're just a really good tandem. They were the other team I was thinking with the Bucs, and I probably should have gone with the Packers. But yeah, I think they're a top 5 squad.
I had them right next to each other. your two teams that you picked, with the Packers and Bucks. So
That's all right.
yeah, you're making it work for me, making it easy. 6, I will go with kind of going back and forth on 2 here, but I think I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. Jason Myers, top half kicker. Definitely towards the top in power if he can just get his accuracy down. Michael Dixon, I have listed as the number 3 punter, and then based on his numbers, especially last year, he proved to be a top 5 punter. And then Tyler Lockett, very good punt returner, pretty solid kick returner, but in today's NFL, punt returner is a little more valuable than kick returner.
For sure. I mean, punt returners, I don't know I think PFF might track this. I'm not sure if they do.
I never checked that. I actually did Madden ratings for return ratings.
But what punt returners, what makes a really good punt returner is not necessarily like, obviously if they're dangerous and like can, score touchdowns or like have big averages, that's great. But like PFF for a while, I'm pretty sure it was PFF, was tracking amount of yards saved by just fair catching balls and not letting them drop and bounce inside the 10 or bounce inside the 5.
That could have been next gen stats too.
Next gen stat, but like they're good punt returners just catch the ball. Like even if you fair catch it at the 25 instead of letting it bounce, even if you had to run up there and fair catch it in traffic instead of letting it bounce and roll back inside the 10, like that's how what I think when I see guys doing that consistently, that's when I know they're good. I still remember.
I think that's one of the tough things too when they try to trot out a rookie to punt return and they've never returned before.
Yeah.
Like it can look really bad just because they don't really know like how to catch the ball. And you can do it a billion times in practice, but once you're on game speed and there's actual guys trying to come murder you, you just have to catch the ball. And I think like there are those rare guys like Nicole Hardman, a Tyreek Hill, like just a guy who is incredibly dynamic and can do something. But most of the time, you just are like, dude, catch the ball. And if you get 5 yards, good.
Don't turn it over. We're getting the ball back. We're good. Yep. That's what most coaches are cool with. Like I still remember one of the best. I mean, Jabril Peppers was an incredible return guy from when he was at Michigan. Obviously, like dynamic. Like he scored some touchdowns, punt returning. That's great. But the dude always caught the ball. Like he ran up and caught the ball every time, even if he was fair catching it, even if he caught it and jumped on the ground. Like immediately to avoid getting hit, that was fine. Like, but he saved so much yardage for that team just by catching the ball, and to me that makes a really good punt returner. Number 7.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
That's my next one.
Ooh, I was gonna pick them.
Robbie Gould and Mitch Wishnowsky. That might be the best 2 tandem left. Arguably, maybe a couple others that you could say. And then River Craycraft and Richie James are sure-handed, I would say.
Yeah, Richie James is really good.
Yeah, solid return guys. I like River Craycraft. He's from Washington State, I'm pretty sure, as a receiver. He's a good receiver, I think, too. Going to be better as he goes along. Wes Welker-esque, I will say.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just because he's white.
No, I know. That's what you were saying.
But yeah, I mean, Robbie Gould's been good for a long time for a couple different teams. And I think, he's continued to have a good career. So,
yep. That was a good one.
All right.
Yeah, now that Ben stole
I know. I was really confident about picking that. Yeah. It's hard to pick because like there's a couple with like at least one of the 2 kickers who's like really good, but I don't know about the other. I am gonna go with the Denver Broncos. I think Sam Martin's a solid punter. He was obviously with the Lions
for like 6 years. Yeah.
Still like he's averaging over 40 last year. Averaged over 46 yards per punt. 20 within the 20 again. That air in Denver really helps.
Yeah.
And then Brandon McManus, like I think, like
big leg.
Maybe it's just what
he has a huge leg, but again, like you said, the air in Denver. Yeah,
and I think like maybe why I think he's better than others might think he is that like when God, why can't it? Matt Prater left. Everyone thought they were like doomed because Matt Prater was so good, but like Brandon McManus just kind of stood up and just did what needed to be done again. So, yeah, I think they're a pretty good tandem. There's not a lot of good tandems left. Like there's like I said, there's somewhere it's like, man, they got a really good kicker, but I don't know. I've never even heard of that punter or vice versa, but that's still a really solid tandem of kickers left.
Yeah, that's to me. I mean, like I said, that's your best picked one so far. I have them at 11, so you're getting kind of right there in my wheelhouse.
I'm just trying to please you, Joel. That's all I want to do.
Well, you're getting better at it.
We knew that.
You're getting so good. Number 9. I'm going back and forth on 2, and it probably is one of them that you guys were thinking about too. But I think I got to go with the Miami Dolphins here, just with how good Jason Sanders has been.
Yeah.
With the Miami Dolphins for the last couple of years. Michael Pilardi was with the Panthers, and he doing his first year with the Dolphins. He's always been a pretty solid punter as well. Jakeem Grant has always been one of the fastest players in Madden the last 4 seasons. Yep. And I think that he's also pretty explosive in the return games.
Rutgers.
Yep.
Yep.
So I went back and forth with them in another team, but I'll put them.
I'm guessing this other team was the Arizona Cardinals.
Correct. Bingo.
Matt Prater. I'm gonna miss him. I'm really gonna miss him. Love Matt Prater. Yeah, I think he's probably still. He's arguably
the reason the Lions slipped quite a bit on my list.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah, he's arguably still a top 5 kicker. If not, he's easily top 10. Andy Lee's not a bad punter at all.
He's been around for like 30 years.
Yeah, he's old.
I think he was in Madden 2002 with the 49ers.
He might have been. And then Andy Isabella and Chase Edmonds are fast. Andy Isabella is very fast.
Yeah.
So I think, both those guys are young too. They may improve as returners. So I think they were definitely the next one on the list there.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Let me think about this.
You got this, Isaiah. You got this. Be confident.
Oh, hey.
There's a few here. Once we get down soon here, it's going to be a kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Man, like I like both these names, but they might just be too old to pick.
Just pick them.
Matt Prater's the 3rd oldest kicker now in football.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a curveball.
Okay.
Because I was kind of surprised that these guys both had pretty good stats. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Tyler Bass, at least fantasy-wise, was one of the best kickers last year.
He was a rookie kicker last year, too.
Yeah, but he had a great rookie year. So he had only missed 2 extra points, 82% of his field goals, especially with playing 8 of your games in Buffalo where it can get windy and the weather can be it's basically the opposite of Denver. Like the weather is unforgiving there. But yeah, excuse me, Matt Hack also had a pretty good year last year.
Was he with Miami? He was with the Dolphins last year, right?
Yeah, he was with the Dolphins. So it'll be we'll see. I don't think punters they kind of just do their thing wherever they go. But 26 kicks inside the 20, 45-yard average, just really solid year too. So I think that's a pretty good tandem left. But yeah, I feel like Buffalo's got to be one of the hardest places to kick. Just the winds that you get and the weather, especially later in the year. If you can put up above average numbers in playing in that city, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, that is something to think about, I guess. If you really put it in Soldier Field or there in Buffalo, you never know with that wind.
Right.
When they get in a dome, I bet they love it.
Yeah. And they don't get to do that at all in the AFC East. So
yeah, I was just thinking about that because they have to kick in.
Kicking in New England is not that much better.
Rutherford's pretty windy too. New Jersey's got wind for sure.
So yeah, I mean, hey, with the stats they're putting up, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Oh man, I think here at 12. Oh man, I think I'm leaning towards. Sheesh, I don't like doing this ever, but I'll go with the Atlanta Falcons. And that is because Younghoe Koo. Why did I get that back?
Younghoe Koo.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's right, I think, at the average point, but he was getting cut from teams for quite a while and making practice squads and then getting lumped off in the 53-man cuts. And now he's found his way on the rosters the last 2 years, and I think he's gotten better every year. So I'm going to stick with that. He progresses. Sterling Hoffrichter was a rookie punter last year, so I don't really have a whole lot on him. Avery Williams and Cordero Patterson at returner. Cordero, I think, is probably the best returner in football still.
Still, he's getting old.
Yeah.
He still is.
Yeah. So we'll see if he's got at least another year in him.
Well, I mean, he adds value. I mean, teams pick him up for that purpose. And then, he's an okay receiver. And then, the Bears tried to make him a running back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mind him coming in to run 3 times a game. You just can't. He's just never going to be.
He looks so big every time he lined up in the backfield. It's like, oh gosh,
weird, and it's just like they're tipping their hand. They're going to give him
he's 6'4".
Yeah,
oh yeah,
it looked dumb. It looked pretty dumb.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here.
Man, your last 4
that's
picks
what I was
have been my
thinking.
next available. That is crazy.
So, Greg Zuerlein, big leg. Greg still got a big leg.
Isn't that Legatron? He's still called Legatron, right?
Yep. He's
Never heard that.
I would still say he's still a top 10 kicker. Brian Anger is not a bad punter at all. And then, Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdle. I like Tony Pollard as a running back, actually.
he's shifty enough to return a little bit.
Decent returners. I like Joel said, I don't put as huge a stock into returners unless they're going to change the game, and neither of those guys change the game per se, but
Right.
They're decent. But I think with Zuerlein and in Anger being both probably top, Zuerlein definitely probably top 10 kicker still.
Yep.
And then Anger borderline top half punter. They deserve to be up there. So.
Yeah, no, they were the team I was thinking of when I said they're. I don't know if I just recognize the names because they're really old. They're both in their mid-30s, so
they're all
they're getting up there. But
yep.
I mean, if any position,
Jason Hansen
should be old at special teams.
Yeah. For
Jason
sure.
Hansen kicked until he died. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, he's still alive, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Kicked until he was 75. All right. Morton
Yep.
Anderson actually kicked until he was 49 years old or something.
Because he came back after being out of retirement for 3 years.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Gary.
Right. I think I might be picking from maybe a little bit off the map, but I think I'm going to go with who I think is the best kicker left, and that is the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they're not.
My second next available.
Yep.
I think Will Lutz is, at least in my mind, I think Jake Elliott's the other name you could put up there, but probably the best kicker, most consistently good the past 5 years, just solid.
Mhm.
And then Blake is it Gillikin?
Yeah, Gilligan.
He had a great career at Penn State, but who knows what he's if he'll be as good in the pros.
He must be good enough to get Thomas Morstead off the roster.
Right, yeah. So they at least have some trust in him. And then I don't know, Deontay Harris doesn't blow me out of the water, and then they just got a white guy snapping the ball. So
Yep.
I don't think that I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's a single African American long snapper in the league.
Oh, I'm gonna find out.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I'll go 15 here, and I'm swinging back and forth on 2. I just figure if Ben's on a roll right now, he might go 5 in a row. My next available. So, I think I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Aldrick Rosas was a Pro Bowler his rookie year when he was with the Giants. He's also jacked.
He is.
He's him and Joey Sly, dude.
Yeah, they're both tanks. Yeah, look like linebackers. I like Logan. Logan Cook's not I don't say he's even average, but punters, as long as you just get the ball in the 20 and you're coffin punting them, you're doing your job. And then I think Jamal Agnew going over there from Detroit. Obviously, he was a huge All-Pro returner with Detroit. he's going to help out Chris Claybrooks in that return game.
Yeah. Okay. That's where it's getting a little bit more difficult. I'm back and forth on a couple, but I am going to go with I'm going to go with I don't really want to go with them.
I want to transmit my answer to you if you go 5 in a row.
Oh, I know. It's I'm going to go with the Steelers.
They're second next available.
Yeah, so Chris Boswell, I think, is a top 5 kicker. Presley Harvin is not a good punter at all.
He's a rookie. He was an undrafted rookie this year. So.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not expecting a whole lot out of that. Cameron Canaday is, I don't know. I don't know how to grade long snappers. So,
the problem is, I think the rule is in the NFL you have to have at least one African American punter in there, and right now because Marquette King's out of the league, I think Corey Bajork is like the third string punter for the Rams. So
Ray McLeod and James Pierre. Ray McLeod's a pretty good returner. He was good at Clemson too as a return guy. He's very fast, so I think they've got some speed and some ability there. But Chris Boswell is obviously carrying that group. But I mean, I don't like leaving a top 5 kicker because I weight kickers heavily. Much further out of the list.
Top half. Yeah. So, they're right at halfway point. So.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to leave a top 5 punter out, and I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
I thought about picking Rams there. So.
I don't like.
He's so much better though than all the punters. It's like
that's Johnny Hecker is.
He is a fake punt specialist.
He's
a tank for a leg too. Like he gets good average, net average every year.
People say like Patrick Mahomes or Christian McCaffrey. Like, who do you want to build a team around?
And you say Johnny Hecker every time. Johnny Hecker and Don Muhlbach.
If you miss in a fantasy draft, you just put Johnny Hecker in that position.
Yeah.
Linebacker, Johnny Hecker.
Do it all.
So, and then I don't think Matt Gay's just kind of an anomaly to me because he didn't have a great first year in the league.
The Bucs.
He wasn't bad.
Yeah,
but then he only played 8 games last year or something like that. So, and he did good. He didn't miss a single extra point. He only missed 2 field goals. But yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know what to expect from him. If he was just 85% or higher field goal percent, that'd be fine. But if he went down in the 70s or 60s, I wouldn't be surprised. So it's hard to say. But Johnny Hecker brings that group up.
Yep. I know who Joel's going to pick.
Yeah, I think part of me wants to go with, now you don't leave the number 1 long snapper out. But I just think the rest of the thing is too terrible. So I'm going to go the number 2 long snapper.
Yep.
And I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joey Sly, who's obviously the other tank we talked about. Then Joseph Charlton, I think he's just around the average mark in punting. Trenton Cannon, I think, is a top 10 returner. And then J.J. Jansen is a 3-time Pro Bowl long snapper. That has to mean something if you're making 3 Pro Bowls as a long snapper.
I think they definitely had the best group left. Mm-hmm.
It's just solid all the way across. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a bad position there.
Yeah.
So I would agree with that.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I don't know what to pick next.
This is kind of the bottom half, so I'm not going to get mad at any of your picks from here.
Yeah, good grief here. Okay. Well, No. I'm going to go with I'm just going to go with the best kicker left, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with the Giants. Graham Gano, I think, is the top 10 kicker still. Riley Dixon, not a great punter. Not necessarily I would not put him upper echelon.
No.
Carson Tinker, I think Joel ranked him as the worst long snapper.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. I don't know.
He's a
what
rookie,
that
though. I
means.
don't know anything about him.
Yeah, obviously, if he's a rookie, whatever. And then
I mean, he's got a funny name.
Darnay Holmes, I mean, he's fast. So that's all I do.
Okay.
Well, I have to update us on one thing before I pick. I did not find a single African American long snapper.
That was actually pretty quick timing.
Yeah, that was
Rex-
pretty good. It only took like one time around.
For the Miami Dolphins. Apparently there's a guy named Rex Sunahara,
Nice.
and he is Asian.
Oh,
Rex Sunahara. Is he active?
Yeah, he has a $1.5 million contract.
Ah,
good for him.
So
that's,
I wish I had a
that's
$1.5
a chance he
million
starts.
contract.
If you have a $1.5 million contract as a long snapper, you might be starting.
yeah, I mean,
I want a
He's only
$1.5 million contract. Shoot, I should have learned how to be a long.
oh, sorry, they just released him last year. This list I found must be a year out of date. So
I mean, he came up on ESPN, but he doesn't have a profile picture.
yeah, he is an Asian American.
He's
So
kind of a tank, though. He's
This is-
6'6", 240.
That's big for a long snappers. Actually,
Yeah.
typically aren't that big
No.
because they have to snap the ball. They don't get hit.
all right.
There's a penalty if you hit him.
Yeah,
Man, I kind of just want to pick fun ones.
good.
So with that said, I'm going to go with probably the most fun team left, and that would be the Washington football team.
That's my next available. So
That's probably next available. They're not that bad.
Tressway,
He was awesome.
Tressway, Cameron Cheeseman,
Michigan.
Michigan.
He's Michigan's
Um,
long snapper.
Yeah.
and then Dustin Hopkins is all
They
right.
opted out.
I mean, he's still Dustin Hopkins, but he's all right.
I did rank their return game as dead last, but yeah, who cares?
I mean, yeah, but like, there's not much difference between like the bottom 20.
Well,
Return
and
game.
like you said, Tressway is a really good. He's easily a top 5 punter. And Dustin Hopkins, even though I ranked him at 21, you can make that argument that anyone in that like 13 to 22 range is probably an equal kicker.
Well, and I'm looking at his stats at least now, and he like this year he had 79.5% in his field goals, but other than that, he's never been under 80.
That's pretty good. That's actually pretty
So
good.
an extra point percent is always above 95, except for a couple years where he missed 3 instead of 2.
Right.
This may come as a surprise to you, but the numbers don't lie. Ball don't lie. The Chicago Bears are going 21 because Cairo Santos is their kicker they found.
He's arguably top 10.
And just based on the numbers, last year he was a top 3 kicker last year. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that kind of a
Man, if only they fixed their other problems that quickly.
but even Pat O'Donnell's not an awful punter, but
No.
Darnell Mooney, he's going to his second year, so we'll see more from him. But
He's
Yeah.
fast.
we'll go with it.
How tall do you think Cairo Santos is?
I bet he's 6'4".
He's 5'8".
Oh, he's short.
He's very small.
Who am I thinking of?
100
That's 6'4".
160 pounds. I could pick him up.
Yeah,
I can pick him up.
I
He's a
think
soccer player. I'm sure he's a soccer player at
he
heart.
probably was.
Okay. I'm going to go
He's a-
with the. I don't know. He was good for a while. There's a couple different teams I'm looking at here, but I am actually going to go with the New England Patriots here. Actually,
Oh, I was gonna pick them next.
Yeah.
Nick Folk is. I mean, he's been good before. I think he's got a pretty weak leg for an NFL kicker.
Doesn't he have like the typical Madden meme where it's like Nick Folk and then it shows like the field goal thing go all the way across the other
Yes,
side?
he does. Yes, he does. He has a pretty weak leg for a professional kicker. But anyway, Jake
It's
Bailey's a
pretty
good
accurate.
punter. Jake Bailey's a good punter. Joe Cardona is well known, pretty good long snapper. They usually just throw out incredible amounts of different returners out there. Who did you put on there?
I put Gunnar Olszewski, but they have one of the best gunners in football too. And
Matt Slater is always in the Pro Bowl for being a gunner. So if you want to throw Matt Slater out there, then maybe
we'll call that. That's easy. They're easy 22. They're shooing for 22 in Matt Slater.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, feel good about it. Isaiah, who you want at 23?
Yeah, all these teams are bad now. I mean,
I'm just gonna go with the best kicker left, and that's Jake Elliott. So I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right.
Fair.
Everything else is kind of gross looking.
Yeah.
To be honest, but Jake Elliott's got a 60-yard leg, so
He's got a big leg for sure.
that's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to it. And you'll never change my mind.
That's okay. I'm not looking to change your mind at this point. 24, I will go with the Houston Texans. Can I be fair, Baron? I never hated having him as a kicker in Madden. He's definitely got
Or in
power.
fantasy. In fantasy, he's always good.
And
You got Kiki Kuti.
Yeah. And Andre Roberts is he's ranked as the number 2 kick returner last year.
Yeah.
And then I ranked Jonathan Weeks at 4 because he has 2 Pro Bowls. And then Cam Johnston's punted for like 6 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. But the dude looks like he's 58. He went to Ohio State, so that probably does age you quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders next.
Sure.
Daniel Carlson and AJ Cole are both probably. I don't know.
Daniel Carlson's going into his second year. I need to see it.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. They're probably top 25 at best.
Yeah, I mean, this is 25, so knock it out.
Yeah, so Trent Sieg, and then Jalen Ricard. I mean, Richard is. I mean, they're decent. So, they're probably the best all-around group left. I don't know. They're okay. That's where I put them. They're in the okay range.
Yeah, we're starting to get to like the butthole tier.
I was gonna say we're past the okay range now.
Yeah, they're probably the end of the okay range.
This is rough. I'm kind of just looking at kickers now.
Yeah,
Like
bad.
So just because I know his name, I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the LA Chargers.
Okay.
I was getting nervous because I know you know Cody Parkey's name, but you weren't gonna.
Let's see. Like, wait a minute. I mean,
No, but
he's coming up. Don't get me wrong. He's coming up, but he's not here yet.
Yeah.
yeah, I think Michael Badgley is pretty good.
He is.
It's actually pronounced Harris.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Oh.
And then I don't know enough about Ty Long to say a single thing about him except that his name's Ty Long. I've heard of KJ Hill before, but
Yeah, I think they're
also,
going to be.
He went to Ohio State, so that would be why.
He's fast. He's very fast.
Okay.
but I would say Michael Badgley's like just not bad, and you got some bad kickers left.
See, I think there's a better kicker that's left.
Ooh,
There's probably 2.
I'm just realizing now that he may be a free agent. Am I double checking? I thought he was still on that team, but hang on. Oh, he sure
No.
is. He's a free agent. I was saying in Viking. I thought Dan Bailey was still on the Vikings.
No.
Nope.
It's Greg Joseph now. Okay.
I would have picked them for sure by
It's
now.
Greg Joseph, and he's not that good.
No.
No.
I'm going to go with, well, like,
Go
do
with
we go
Browns.
with the number 1 long snapper now? I don't know.
Yeah.
They have the worst kicker, so it's just scary. I don't want to do it.
Second worst kicker in my mind, but
You know what? I'll pick the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, they were
Yikes.
next for me anyway.
Jack Fox is a top 5 punter, if not
He-
better. He was a Pro Bowl representative for the Detroit Lions last year. Don Muhlbach, if there's 3 things certain in life, it's death, taxes, and Don Muhlbach. I'm on Ross St. Brown. Obviously, we don't know what we're getting out of this yet, and they may throw a couple guys out there to try to get.
I don't.
Raheem Boyd.
Did you just throw something at on the page when you did that? Were you just?
It was like what Isaiah said. It was between him and Raheem Boyd. Like,
Yeah.
but I
Right
was
on the
looking
last
at,
the last list you made, it was Raheem Boyd. So
yeah,
yeah,
I was looking at our lads for updated returners. So
Right. We'll see. I think it'll be a revolving door at return.
there's also when we do our 53-man roster prediction, I think that kicker battle between Matthew Wright and Randy Bullock is going to be pretty down to the wire.
Yeah, it'll actually be
pretty good.
All right, 28.
Okay.
Yikes, dude.
I'm sorry that you have to do this.
Leave him for me. I want to pick him.
This is bad.
There are.
I'll actually go with the Vikings here, though.
Okay.
Greg Joseph, he stinks. Britton Colquitt is actually
He stinks. He stinks.
Britton Colquitt is an okay punter, though. And then KJ Osborne, I think that's who you had as the return guy.
He's a rookie, too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Return guys for me, especially when you get to the bottom tier here, are not necessarily set in stone. So
yeah.
you can probably find a guy who has just one really good year as a return guy too.
Did I put Kane and Wangwu also at return there?
Yeah,
I have him in my Madden updated roster. I have him.
Yeah, he's decent. Yep.
He's fast. Iowa State running back.
Really fast. Yep.
All right. 29, Isaiah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a guy who's been around the league.
Oh.
Whose balls have bounced off many uprights.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns and Cody Parkey.
All right.
Because, okay.
Probably have the best of everything else.
Yes. And I'm going to say, besides take the double doink away, and Cody Parkey has been mediocre at worst.
He hasn't been that bad.
He hasn't been
He's
that
just known
bad.
for the double doink because it was such a big moment.
That season in Chicago was his worst season of his career. He missed 7 kicks. But other than that, like, he has done all right. Like, he was 86% last year, 3 for 3 the year before, missed 2 the year before Chicago. Like, he's done all right.
I mean, there's a reason that he still got picked up. Like,
I think with Chicago, like, they just had to, like, they could not bring him back. Like, they could not bring him back after that.
Soldier Field
would have beer bottles thrown at his head.
Soldier Field would have burned.
But he's easily the best kicker left.
Yes, I would agree.
Well, I'll let you guys battle it out for the last two, but for 30, I am going to go with a borderline top 5 punter, the number 1 long snapper, a terrible kicker, and that is going to be the Tennessee Titans.
Worst kicker left, in my opinion.
Yeah, so Blake Cobile is brand spanking new, but that could be rough. They didn't want to bring back Gostkowski, apparently.
No.
Brett Kern is he's towards the top 5 punter, and then Morgan Cox has like 3 or 4 Pro Bowls as well. Cam Batson is a very fast little man.
Yep. Who snapped? Yeah, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
So they probably have the best of everything left and the worst kicker by far.
So the good news is my 31 and 32 are the ones still on the table here. So we got it right.
Same.
That's good.
Actually, no. I had the Titans last.
Do I? Who do I want to pick here?
Yeah, it's not fun.
I don't like Sam Ficken at all. So I am going to pick the Bengals, right? That's who's left, right?
Yeah, Evan McPherson, the rookie out of Florida.
Yeah, and Brandon Wilson is good, actually. So, so we're going to go with Evan McPherson, Kevin Huber, Brandon Wilson, Clark Harris, I think is their long snapper, Clark Harris. So, and I don't like Sam Ficken because he was at Penn State, and I think he looks like a dweeb.
He's not great either.
He's really bad at kicking.
Yeah.
All right, I will go with the Jets.
Yep. They've been last in a lot of categories. I wonder why.
I think I had them last on our Facebook my Facebook profile here. Let me actually.
I'm not gonna give any justification as why I picked them last, and that'll be the worst part of it.
Wow, you're not even gonna give a shout out to former Detroit Lion Ty Johnson?
Nope.
No.
All right. Well,
what did you do for Detroit? Nothing.
I will read off the rankings that I posted on our Facebook page. The last place is the Jets at 32 for offense.
Yep.
Bengals are 31.
Yeah.
Panthers are 30. The Lions finished at 19 on offense.
It's probably a little high.
Number 1, and actually number 1 by far, was the Cleveland Browns in offense.
I think that makes sense.
That makes sense.
The Chiefs, Bucks, Packers, Ravens round out the top 5. Colts, Cowboys, Titans, 49ers, Bills, Vikings, and Raiders at 6 through 12.
That makes sense. I
All
think
right.
we got the top right, and I think we got the dead last right.
I feel really good about that top 5 for sure with the Browns, Chiefs, Bucks, Packers, Ravens. Like that seems pretty solid. And the Bengals, Jets are bad offense.
I think the Bengals and Jets are bad, but I think the Bengals have promise on offense.
Well, there's always promise when you have a high-profile second-year quarterback now, but
And you got, you drafted a receiver, top 5. I mean, you got some things going for you.
the other thing here is the Texans are 28, and that's with Deshaun Watson that we still ranked relatively high. So if Deshaun Watson's gone, you have Tyrod Taylor, who probably pushes that down to right around 30 to 31, may replace the Bengals.
Yeah, and I think we do have the Lions a little high, I'll be honest.
19 does sound high when you add it all together, but because we had their running back group right in the middle, their tight ends were right at like 10.
I think we're putting
the line was 10.
I think we're putting we're probably putting too much stock in their running back group because it's too unproven. So I mean, if I re-ranked it, if I really thought about it more, we'd probably drop them down. So then they're probably in the high 20s, and then the offensive line I think is right where they should be. Tight end is probably right where they should be. And the question is, what do they get out of Goff? They don't have any receivers. So
we were generous by just putting them at 31. Not that one spot would have added up anything crazy different.
No, but I could have put them at 32 and it wouldn't have mattered. So
yeah, it wouldn't have. No. So
no.
yeah, good stuff on the offensive rankings and finishing.